Hello everyone, I'm Milo and welcome to my town. Today I'm going to discuss about a topic that I never actually thought I would discuss in this channel, but it is technically about a video game, so I think it is fair game. This is pretty much about the first game that I have been really invested into, that is considered a live service and that it is actually going to be sunset and go offline. Today I'm gonna talk about Love Live School Idol Festival. As the name suggests, Love Live School Idol Festival, or SIF for short, was a mobile rhythm game developed by K-Lab and released originally in Japan in April 15 of 2013. And I say was because as of the uploading of this video, the original servers for the game have been taken offline as of March 31st, 2023. It almost managed to reach its 10th anniversary of service, so I'd say that's quite remarkable. And as I said, I was deeply into this game for the better part of 3 years, so it's like the first time that something like this is happening to me. I have had a couple of games that I may have played or tried out that have gone offline. Honestly, the main one that I can think about is some mobile Pokemon ones and Dr. Mario World, but frankly I never really was too invested into those, but this one, it was something that was a big part of my life, and that's why I wanted to make this little video to remember it and talk about a bit of my experience with it. This is my second time recording this because I actually had some time to play the game on its last day, so I think my impressions and what I wanted to say may be a bit more sincere saying it now. Before anything, what exactly was SIF? Well, as I said, it is a rhythm game for the Love Live franchise. Since it debuted in 2013, it first only featured the first generation of Love Live that existed back then, which was the aggregation Muse. In a nutshell, what the Love Live franchise does, or what this group was, is there are 9 girls who are part of a school and they make an idol group where they perform lives and make songs. The franchise as a whole has like magazines, anime, manga. What most people tend to see is the manga, and then it came the game. The game itself had its own story, which deviated from what the main canon is supposed to be, which is the anime, I suppose. So when you played the game, you had like a story to go with it, and you could be engrossed into it and learn about the characters this way. The gameplay of SIF was the most interesting part, I would say. When I think of mobile rhythm game, I think a bit of a standard usually comes to my mind, personally, because a lot of rhythm games for mobile tend to be like 5 notes or so that you tap at the bottom of a screen, and there may be some different things like sliding or something like that that you need to perform, but SIF was pretty unique. Since the Love Live aggregation had 9 members and most of the other groups that came afterwards also had 9 members, what they did was exactly this: a grid with 9 circles that go in an arc across the screen, and the notes come from the top onto them. So this way the gameplay was a bit unique, because instead of handling just 5 spots in the bottom, you actually had this arc and you had 9 things to worry about. Now it may sound a bit daunting if I say it like that, but honestly it was pretty easy to get used to. In fact, I personally myself find it easier to play this 9 circle version than just playing a more simplified 5 version. Even SIF itself eventually got some songs that only used the centermost 5 circles, and I considered those to be a little bit hard because I was really used to the 9 circles. But well, gameplay was that's what it was. To accompany the gameplay, of course I said there was some story. The way it worked is that there would be usually a level requirement that you needed to be to unlock the next story. Once you reached it, the stories themselves had 4 parts. You would read the first part and you would unlock a new song that you were able to play. You played that and you got song number 2, and then if you reached the next level, or if you were already at the level enough where you were getting the songs, you had to wait until the next update, where they would add episode 3, you would read that, you would get a new song, play it, unlock episode 4, and just like that you could keep going. By doing this you could unlock, as I said, new songs to play, but also slot gems, which is the currency that you had in the game. It is a gacha game, I guess I had forgotten to mention up until this point, but pretty much you gamble your currencies to get some of the cards of the girls that are in the game. The cards have skills that could help you in the song. In a nutshell, they were you gain some score with them, they could heal you if you had taken damage, or they could ease the timing window of your taps so that you didn't require full perfection, but sometimes if you screwed up and the skill was active, you could still keep your combo up. A lot of people, when they played this game, were really engrossed in the scoring and probably had the most insane builds with the best scoring cards that were out there and to get a lot of high scores. But for me personally, I always mainly just cared about the rhythm. When I was trying to conquer a song in this game, it wasn't much the score, because honestly reaching S rank score, which is the maximum, it wasn't so hard once you got enough cards that could just, with their taps, get to the score. But for me it was about the rhythm aspect. My main goal and objective when I was playing a song was to try to get the full combo on it. Now granted, I wasn't incredibly good, and in some of the harder ones I would not be even close to getting it, but that's what I actually strived for when I played this game. I think those are the basics. Let me discuss about how I got into all of this. Well, for starters, I got into the Love Live franchise in 2016. It started off kind of like a joke from the Ziba Gunner channel, but I eventually just checked out the songs from the Love Live franchise and started watching the anime, and I just got hooked. While I was watching the anime, I found out that there was a mobile game and I downloaded it. I wanted to wait until I had finished the anime seasons to start playing, but I actually just kind of got a bit impatient and started playing anyways as I was watching it. I wanted to hear them in the anime first, to see the emotions that the songs had in that, but I started just playing because I genuinely got hooked into it. It was engaging, the rhythm was unique, and I just liked it. I enjoyed rhythm games, I am a big fan of the Rhythm Heaven franchise, so it kinda just clicked by me and I got hooked. I started in about June 2016 and I played it religiously every day. I would try to optimize using all of my points that were used to play the songs. You would consume a small portion every time you played, so I tried to almost always be able to optimize that so I could get experience, so I could get more levels, continue progressing through the game, and unlocking more stuff. I pretty much just kept this up for over 3 years, until one day during September of 2015. I was already doing my internship at this point and I started to get really busy with work, so busy that I just generally forgot to log in one day, and I broke a 1179 long streak of loggings. Now it's not like breaking it really messed with anything or you didn't get punished or anything, but it was just like a personal wound, if I would say it. So in a way that may be sad, but well, I knew it wasn't such a big deal. Now unfortunately, in some of the coming months after that, I did actually end up dropping the game. Again, not because I didn't enjoy it, but I was just too busy with my life and my work at that point, so I couldn't really keep up religiously playing this mobile game, and that had to stop. Eventually, some months afterwards in 2020, a kind of sister game to this one was released, Love Live School Idol Festival All-Stars. Now, this one was also a rhythm game, but unlike SIF, which was mainly focusing on the rhythm, or at least that's how I took it, but that's what it was anyways, SIFAST, or All-Stars, is more like a rhythm RPG one, and in that one it's actually more about optimizing your score, the songs having different types of gimmicks that you need to properly team build and conquer. So the focus of the game is different, and it even has an automatic mode, so rhythm is not the most necessary thing on it, and in fact it is really easy to never miss a note in that game. So I actually just switched over to playing this one over playing Thief, just because it was new and I was liking it, and I didn't have time to play both of them. So during this time I was not really playing Thief anymore. I just completely dropped it, but it's not like I didn't like it, it's just I was focusing on this new thing. Still, it did mean a lot to me for those 3 years, and I played it all the time, so it's not like it was something that I didn't want to remember. Now let's talk about the lead up to the closure. Sometime last year it was announced that a proper successor to Thief was going to be released and was in development. Thief 2 or School Idol Festival 2. Now with this, people started speculating, are they gonna keep up the main game up or what? But at around February the news did come that they were going to be shutting down School Idol Festival for sure, and they announced that it was going to be at the end of March. We pretty much had expected that it was going to happen, but it still kinda hurts, especially for people that actively spent money on the game. I never did, because honestly I never felt like it was something that I needed. The girls in this game, the cards that you can get, I only ever actually tried to just get the ones that I liked, the ones that looked cute. I never really cared about their skills, whereas like in a game like Thief, the other one, in that one I actually do care about a skill of a card, because if it's really useful it can help me. But in this game it was never that case, so whenever say a new cool one released, and if I had some saved up gems from me playing the game normally, then I could try to scout for it. If I didn't get it, whatever. But if I got it, then it was cool, and I could add it to my team and train it and whatever. But I never really felt inclined to spend money, so... But there were a lot of people that did, so... The thing is, you need to be careful with these types of games, because at any point it really can happen, it can close down, and you need to know that if you're gonna spend money, make it wisely, because the game may not be around forever. Anyway, we knew that it was going to shut down, and they announced a bunch of bonuses. I honestly didn't really play all that much, like I knew it was coming, but I didn't try to get back to it for one last time. I still didn't really have the time in my life to do it. But then it came the final hours. So I recorded the first part of this, or the first draft of this video, on the 29th. And today being the 30th of my area, it's already the 31st in Japan. It's about 2 more hours until the game shuts down, if I am not mistaken. I ended up spending a good chunk of my day just playing the game again. I know I wasn't really going to get anything, but I tried to complete as much as I could, I guess, because I was missing some stuff, and I tried to get to unlocking the songs that I was remaining. My account was really high level, and I think by now you probably have been seeing footage of my account throughout all of this video. I still haven't planned it out, but tried to record some footage of all that I had, so you've been seeing that. And so I was high enough level that I probably could have every song in the game. All I had to do was just keep playing the newest one, and then they will give me the next one. And I did that for a couple of hours, and I had fun. I had a lot of fun. I had to play some songs that were older, and it just came back to me that I played this game for so much, for a lot of time, that not only do I know the actual songs, because okay, I am into this franchise, so I have heard them, but I actually actively remembered some of the beat maps. I remembered the actual note order and like kind of the sounds that they make for the jingles when you tap on them from specific songs, and like it's that ingrained with me like that. It felt kind of bittersweet, I guess. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this recording again, not only make it a bit more concise, but make it after the fact that I actually spent a good amount of time playing the game on its final moments. I think it was cool. Now, I know it's a bit sad because the original game is ending, and almost everything that it had, it's going away after it closes. They did announce that you could preserve your data, you could make like a snapshot or so, and you can transfer it over to Thief 2 when it releases. Now, you're not gonna be getting anything useful, but they are wording it that it's something like a memory box, so you will be able to when you input your passcode that you get when you do this, you'll have like your memories of what you achieved in the first game. I think they're gonna make like the album of cards, so they'll show every card that you obtained, so you can see what you owned. Of course, a new game's gonna be that. A new game's gonna be a blank slate, and it's gonna be completely different, at least with the cards, because gameplay-wise, it's looking like it's actually pretty similar. So I guess I don't have a complaint so much. It's like, okay, it's the same thing again. Still, because the original is shutting down, so it can be a bit sad, but we'll see. I will probably be playing Civ 2 for certain. I may not be super enthusiastic or active on it. Maybe I'll just try to aim to like get all of the cards of one specific girl or member that I like and play it casually. I do not expect to play it religiously like I used to, or like go hardcore on events or something like that. No, I have a lot of things in my life right now that keep me busy and probably prevent me from doing that. But still, since I had fun on its final moments on the game, I think it's fair that, you know, I at least try the sequel. I mean, I never opposed to doing it. I will likely be doing it. But yeah, so I think that's it. I managed to do this in mostly one take, so I think that's going to be the definitive video. The gameplay that you saw in the background, or the footage, probably was just me showcasing the different things that I managed to collect on my account, my titles, my profile, my list of cards, some of the teams that I had made. When I played the game, I managed to read most of the main stories. So first it was the Muse, that was the first group. I read all of that story, and when they ended, I mean, sometimes it's like progression, and then it's just like random different things that the girls just do. But the final chapter is kind of like they're saying a goodbye, because it's the last one, and that one always gets to me, so I'm probably gonna play it at the end here. For Aquars, which is the second group, I remember that I was reading the story up until a certain point, and then I may have skipped some chapters. Turns out that at the point that I was, at least in the unlocking order for the songs, it was the second to last. So after I record this, I may just go and read the last story for Aqua, see how it is, if it gets to me. There were also there were sub-stories for every single card, and that card usually had some custom or it had some dimming to it, so the story had to do with that, I guess. And they even had like normal girls, which were girls that aren't actually proper from the franchise, but they made them for the game, and they also had their personalities and stories. They weren't voiced, and eventually they added some of the other groups that are more recent. Now, because that happened in mainly the past 3 years when I wasn't playing, I didn't really catch up to that. But oh well. I mean, I'm probably not gonna be having the time to read the story of Civ 2 either, but I may try to enjoy the gameplay of it. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this video to remember. It helped me also to, you know, have a last glimpse at this game, and I'll leave some of the footage just so I could remember what I had and some of the memories that I had with this game. I'm not entirely sure if I said everything that I wanted to, but I think that's it for this video. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I will probably remember this game for all of my life, given how important it was, and its legacy will continue, just that its original state will not. I guess I'll just mention this point here, like, I get why they're making a new product. It's more easier to maintain than to maintain a 10-year-old one at this point. And a bit of a fun fact, it's actually kind of romantic that Civ 2 is releasing on April 15th, on the day that it would be the original game's 10th anniversary. Kind of a cool thing that most definitely had to be planned. So yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Thank you for listening to my ramblings about this game. Don't forget, you're always welcome in my town. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
みんな行こう